Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Samori Swygert signing in. Today, I want to talk a little bit about nation building. Oftentimes, we talk about the conditions that are affecting and afflicting the African American community. And we hear terms like group economics, nation building, things of that nature. So I want to break this down in my perspective. Oftentimes we come up with we restate the problems. We may find catchy wordplay and phrases that make our message sound good, but oftentimes we're just restating the problems or the obvious, but we're not providing solutions, plans, and alternatives. So I want to throw my hat in the ring of providing solutions. Now, I'm not saying that I have the ultimate master plan, but I think that as we start getting the ball rolling, more ingenuitive, more innovative, more creative ideas will be built upon what we start sharing with each other. And we will be building. We will be nation building. So, this is Nation Building Part 1 by me. And I'm focusing on caring for the elderly. So, this is going to be Part 1. And the reason I do that is because we have to focus on our elders. The family is very important. We want to rebuild the black family. We want to fortify it. We want to keep the family unit sustainable. We want to transfer and pass on heritage, tradition, wealth, belief, philosophies, all of that. But all that starts with preserving and protecting the sacredness and the sanctity of our elders. In many cases, I'm not going to say all, but in many cases, our elders are the ones that have been the trailblazers. They've paved the way. They have endured a lot of obstacles, a lot of setbacks. They have made financial contributions, just a lot of sacrifices so that we can enjoy the pleasantries, the amenities, the benefits, the advantages, the head starts that we have now. So I think that it's great if we can have some type of reciprocity where we're giving back. We can ensure that our elderly are taken care of as we discuss nation building. They are part of the village. So what I think is a good plan is if every community, whether you want to discuss a block or maybe 3 blocks in your community, get together. And if you want to create a Facebook page or just create a data bank, or if you are in a housing tenement, get with people that may have elderly relatives in that area. Or if you're out of state and your grandma or elderly mother, elderly father, elderly grandfather lives in a certain city, where we can set up maybe a Facebook page or a group where everybody can register their elder's name, their location, their contact info, phone numbers, match that with your information as a secondary contact information in case anything goes wrong. So now everybody in the community knows, okay, well, this is Miss Thompson's grandmother. This is Mr. Williams' grandfather over here. He stays in apartment 5B. His next of kin can be reached at X, Y, and Z phone number and X, Y, and Z address, right? Now, the activities that we would engage in is if we have a team assembled of our youth, and younger males and females, whoever really wish to engage and participate, we can have just a team. where we perform wellness checks. So this entails making that daily phone call or that knock on the door just to say, hey, Mr. Thompson, Miss Thompson, Mr. Williams, Miss Williams, just checking on you. You know, your daughter Tina told me that, you know, you're here. She put your name on our checkup list just to make sure. So we just give a daily checkup to make sure that you're okay, that nothing's happening to you as far as medically, or if you're in need of anything. Or if they're not in a housing tenement or apartment, a high rise or something like that, and they stay in a house, sometimes, excuse me, I'm fighting a cold. Sometimes they may need their snow shoveled in the wintertime. They may need their leaves raked in the fall. Oftentimes you can go by and you may see an overgrowth of the lawn, and they're too elderly or too old, or they may be disabled and they cannot get out there and mow the lawn. So if we have a lot of our young teenagers that are, you know, looking for summer jobs, or, you know, just something simple like, look, hey, you know what, here's $30, you know, you can just mow the front lawn or side lawn, whatever, that's taken care of. Oftentimes our elders are, you know, they don't have that physical aptness as they used to. You know, they're not as fit as they used to. It's a physical burden to walk long distances. It's exhausting. But they still need to eat. And if they need groceries, then they can submit their grocery list online to the group. And then if we can assign, you know, different members of the group to say, okay, you know, Miss Thompson, Miss Williams needs, you know, these items from the grocery store. Our grocery days will be Wednesdays and Fridays, or Wednesdays and Saturdays, and we can go all chip in, and the family, the next of kin, can just, you know, PayPal the money, or transfer the money to the group somehow, and, you know, they can say, okay, here's the money for what, you know, your grandmother needs, your father needs, X, Y, and Z, and we conduct the shopping of the groceries. Also, we would conduct and check for housing repairs and assess for dangerous damages. So, you know, like the elderly, they're at risk of falls and hip fractures and spinal fractures. And we don't want them walking around and, you know, tripping on cracks in the concrete or on their stairs, or bad railings, like the railing isn't sturdy. So we'll go around according to the elders that are in the group or that have been posted on the list, and we'll just assess and review the property to make sure that they're not at risk for something that's very preventable, that we can intervene just by making sure that a lot of the physical features on their property is safe, secure, bolted down, evenly paved, and things of that nature. The other thing is this: we want to be able to have a cohesive unit where we can surveil and monitor those our elders' living quarters. You know, if you see like a lot of people kind of like hanging around where they are, we kind of want to keep an eye on that, because some people know that elderly individuals, you know, they're not going to be able to have that physical fight back. That they know that they're probably getting some type of disability check or social security check or some type of financial assistance, and they may be preying on them to rob them of, you know, the money that they have coming in. So it'd be good if we have a unit where we're constantly scrutinizing and monitoring people that may be lingering around and loitering around where they stay, and we keep an eye on that. You know, even if you kind of want to take notes, just to see what's going on, and if necessary, if we have to intervene as a group and regulate, then that's just something that we'll have to do. And if we have to regulate, we have to regulate. We have to protect our elders. Next is if we can assemble a transportation system of neighbors in vehicles, because, you know, there's a lot of extreme weather that occurs. You know, in the summertime, there's a lot of sweltering heat, and elderly individuals are very susceptible and prone to dehydration quick. And once they get dehydrated, they can easily fall out and faint, hit their head. Then they have like a subdural hemorrhage, brain contusions. Like I said, they have hip fractures, spinal fractures. That can also happen in very icy conditions and blizzards. And they're also very susceptible to cold weather too. And another thing is we have to think about very extreme weather conditions like hurricanes. Like you think about Hurricane Katrina. What if you're out of state and your grandmother or grandfather stays by themselves and you have such a disaster like a Hurricane Katrina? Who's really, how are they going to fend for themselves in a situation like that? No, they're going to need assistance from younger, more able-bodied citizens to help them out. We want to make sure that we can, hey, check up on them. If we need to get them out of there ASAP, we get them out of there ASAP. And if we need, multiple people to help out, we make sure that we can furnish those able-bodied men and women to help them out, and youth. Also, these same transportation systems we want to look at because they're elderly, so they may, from time to time, they have hospital and doctor checkups and visits that they have to go to. They may need to go to the post office sometimes, and they may need to go to the pharmacy to pick up a lot of their medications because as they age, they come down with a lot of physiological ailments and abnormalities and conditions that they just need some type of medical attention to. So if we can have a carpool or something where we can, set up times, something scheduled and systematic where it's not just sporadic, but everybody who's in that group on Facebook or however you decide to construct your database, people know, okay, from this time, from 2 to 4, I'm on shift to be available to go ahead and do pick up, pharmacy needs, postal needs. If they need to go to the hospital, then I'm there for that, or the clinic. And the other thing that I'd like to close out on is maybe even if we can do a video confirmation where when we go and perform these wellness checkups and everything, have your cell phone recorded, and when you see the elder that you're checking on, record them like, hello, how you doing? This is Samori. I'm here with Miss Williams. Miss Williams, say hi. Let everybody know that you're okay. And then we can, send that video to their daughters or the family members, and that gives them a little bit of comfort and security knowing that somebody's there. They actually see that their elder grandmother, grandfather, or a mother and father safe, secure, comfortable, and happy. And that gives you a sense of security and calmness and allows you to have a better day because you're not really worrying and stressing out, what's going on with, my family. And so I think that's a good thing. So these are my contributions to nation building. This is part 1, caring for the elderly. I know that, this is not like a business model or anything like that. Some people, if you want to form a business model out of it, that's on you. I really think it should be done out of the genuine, authentic kindness of your heart and caring for the elderly. But that's something that we can do in our community. That is nation building and nation preserving. So this is my contributions. These are my possible potential solutions and not just stating and restating problems. So that's it. This is Dr. Samori Swygert signing out. You can hit me on Twitter if you like this, and that's at DocSwag06. That's DOCSWAGG06. All right, I'm out. Peace.